One TV show, one luxury Airbnb, and a 500% spike in bookings. Thailand became the backdrop for HBO's The White Lotus Season 3, and almost overnight, it turned into a magnet for travelers, with Airbnb listings riding the wave of pop culture tourism. This is the clearest example yet of jet setting in action, that growing trend where travelers book trips to places they've seen on screen. But in this case, it wasn't just a destination that got a boost, it was also a real Airbnb listing, front and center in the show, that captured global attention and booking demand. Hi, I'm Yuvika Wahi from Rental Scale Up, your go to source for short term rental news. And in this video, we are going beyond the hype to explore how the White Lotus Effect and Airbnb converged into a set jetting phenomenon that rewrote demand, pricing, and expectations for short term rentals. When HBO confirmed that the White Lotus Season 3 would be set in Thailand, interest in the country, already a global tourism hotspot by the way, saw another major boost. Searches for Koh Samui on Airbnb rose 80% year over year. And in the 2 days following the season premiere, short-term rental bookings across Thailand jumped by more than 500% compared to the same period the year before, according to data from Guesty. Thailand has long been a beloved destination for backpackers, digital nomads, honeymooners, and yes, luxury travelers too. But with the White Lotus, and thanks to broader efforts by the tourism board and major platforms, we saw a sharper shift. A coordinated push to position Thailand more firmly as a high-end travel destination. One listing in particular, Samujana 27, the villa featured in the show, became a symbol of this shift. It's a real Airbnb, priced at over $3,500 per night, and quickly became a media and traveler magnet. But here's what's important. Travelers weren't just looking to book that exact villa, they were looking to participate in the fantasy on their own terms. Some booked nearby properties with similar ocean views, others chose places with a quiet luxury aesthetic. Think neutral palettes, clean lines, and indoor outdoor living. In other words, they were building their own version of the White Lotus experience, tailored to their budget, group, size, or travel goals. Now, Airbnb didn't create the White Lotus, but it was instrumental in turning fan interest into real travel demand. And it did something clever. Instead of funneling everyone to Koh Samui, Airbnb also promoted Chiang Mai, a cultural destination with more inventory and indirect access to the island via Bangkok. This is what smart platforms do. They ride the cultural wave but redirect traffic to places where supply can scale and strain is lower. Meanwhile, Thailand's tourism board wasn't sitting back either. They offered 30% cash rebates to international productions, folded the White Lotus into their 2025 tourism strategy, and aligned with airlines and hotels to create Lotus inspired travel packages. This wasn't just media buzz, it was destination branding in motion, and it worked. The show didn't just bring travelers to Thailand, it also changed how they book. Average booking length increased from 4.2 to 6.5 nights. Villas that bundled experiences like in villa chefs or Thai wellness treatments saw up to 3 times more inquiries. Guesty reported an average spend increase of $450 per stay when experiences were included. Travelers aren't just buying space, they're buying story, setting, and the illusion, if not the reality, of cinematic escape. So, what can you take from this if you're managing properties in not Thailand, but let's say Barcelona, British Columbia, or Bali? Here's your playbook. 1. Design with intent. Aesthetic cohesion is now a revenue driver. 2. Use dynamic pricing. Hosts who did during the post premiere surge saw 22% more revenue. 3. Partner locally to offer bundled experiences. Don't just rent a space, sell a curated stay. 4. Time your marketing to culture, not just seasons. Shows, awards, trends, they're all conversion points. Of course, not all attention is sustainable. Koh Samui reported a 15% staffing shortage across hospitality, and Thailand has responded with new short-term rental regulations like capping annual rental days and introducing energy efficiency standards. So yes, demand is incredible, but it must be matched with operational depth and regulatory awareness. The White Lotus effect shows what's possible when storytelling, platform reach, and strategic readiness collide. Airbnb didn't need to sponsor the show, it just needed to be the place where the fantasy became bookable. You don't need to be on HBO's call sheet to benefit, but if you stay ready, if you think narratively, price dynamically, and collaborate locally, you'll be in a position to turn the next wave of pop culture into bookings. Again, I'm Yuvika Wahi with Rental Scale Up. Subscribe for more short-term rental insights, and drop a comment if you've ever seen pop culture move the needle in your market.